Hello and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright Attorney Trials and Tribulations, where in the last episode, we went to court for the first time playing as Miles Edgeworth facing off against Prosecutor Von Karma, and today we will be doing that again, and hopefully getting some more information, because last time we got a lot of useful information, and hopefully this time we'll be able to actually reach a conclusion.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help you any way I can.
First, about that night. You really didn't go to the Inner Temple, correct?
The last witness
claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it's just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple server was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall, where she bore witness to the murder, sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There was only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Iris? Dahlia, now is not the time for Cyclox. Iris.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Not until her safety is confirmed? Huh?
Safety of the Acolyte.
The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Not the time to be playing games right now, Dahlia. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Listenim?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life.
Again with the tricky wording! Again with the tricky wording! It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Stop it with the tricky wording. Just say, if you're truly innocent, just say you didn't kill her. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely.
During asked what the witness was sketching when he was detained.
He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume that it...
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Loris Denim, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Welcome back, Larry. I missed you so much.
Your sketch is in contempt of this court.
Hey, I was just artistically,
You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you a subpoena, correct?
Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, use the technical term for the color of iridium. Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume you wanted to say field work, I hope. That's it, thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all you faces to be red when you realize this mistake bright red, or to use the technical term, crimson like, oh my god, Larry. I see you're still no less annoying. Yeah, he kinda deserves it.
Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man.
Referring to whipping Miss Von Karma, cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now. This is too much for me. This ain't your first rodeo, Butz. Just tell us information, and it'll all be fine. I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. We walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night. Yes, you did. You actually just did, though. You met with Phoenix before he fell into the river below. Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Because everybody knows who you are. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have a quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Oh! Yeah, that's right, I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Okay, what did you see? Well, you've already lied, because you definitely did see someone. You saw Mr. Phoenix Wright. How do I know that? Because I played as Phoenix Wright when it happened. Very Butz, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and can cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry, but having realized just now how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It sure doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incident you create. You totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder took place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butz.
That's right, me in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change.
But, what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self, but for now, what you saw that night. Testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping, but anyway, I'll do it, I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well.
Well, let's begin then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder?
Oh, I can't wait to find out. Witness testimony, what I saw, part 2. I went to the shack around 9, so it would have been 10:30 p.m. Okay, what time did the lightning strike again? Weather data. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. Okay, so on 30 minutes past before the fire starting going on. So he would have been nearby when the lightning struck. So that's consistent. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked outside the window and the Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went out right away to check it out. Okay, let's run into Nick. You went right away, huh?
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge as you were caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burnt out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning rains of what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky.
Now, Mr. Edwards, please commence your cross-examination.
Okay. What I saw, part 2. Well, I would like to know precisely how quick your right away is.
You said right away, but how exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? Okay. So, 5 minutes after 10:45 would be 10:50. So you get to the bridge at 10:50. Okay. I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out.
How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on, well, that pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk.
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare.
Well?
Not right now, no. Why'd you go to the bridge? Is silly, because it's Larry. Why didn't you call anyone is a good question. Because wasn't there a phone right next to the bridge? So yeah, that's a good question. Why didn't you call anyone?
Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There was a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I thought of doing that.
So then, that's why you didn't.
Huh? Yeah, okay, my reason. Isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Lick showed up less than a minute later. Well, that's just not true. We already did this math. Okay, so lightning struck 10:45. Took you 5 minutes to get there, which means you got to the bridge at 10:50. Less than a minute later, the murder would not have happened yet, which means that we, Phoenix Wright, would not have had a reason to go to the bridge yet. So no, Nick did not show up just a minute later.
Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
What the heck, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien.
But your testimony is conclusively contradictive.
The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those.
This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what happened. Is this correct?
Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less.
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m.
That all sounds right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act.
That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hasakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There is no way Larry could have encountered them at Dusky Bridge at that time.
Excuse me, I have an objection. Andrew, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Lauriston.
Oh my god, shut up! It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. Sister only said around 11.
What does the autopsy report say? The autopsy report says... Okay, that's fair. 10 to 11 p.m.
Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca Von Karma. Silverhead is slippery, for there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m.
Which means, what exactly?
Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive at the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you to stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by some toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after pinch me.
Larry, you're just a constant thorn in my side.
So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I don't see that as much of a problem.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there was a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident?
Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you simply there to watch the bridge burn?
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Hey G, I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it?
Yes! Yes.
Then say it.
Very well. I already told about something about this, however, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
I'm Arthur Nim, I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching! In front of the bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art.
What exactly were you sketching?
It's dark enough, I was filming. I transferred all directly onto the page before I realized that the flames had gone out, and then it came running up.
What were you sketching? I assume you were sketching the bridge, but I'm gonna check just to make sure.
Including the truthfulness of it.
Mr. Redforth, has this removed the last of your doubts?
Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains.
And what would that be?
This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think that he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You regret this, Edgy?
Oh, don't worry. I got no regrets inside of me. Okay, so what were you drawing?
Sketching of the burning bridge.
The burning bridge and
Everything that came with it.
What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You regret the sketch of mine is
Enough. Just take that particular sketch of yours out already, witness.
Well, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
This doesn't dare to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
What should I do? I've got a total feeling that the instant the sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there.
Look at the sketch.
Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please?
Well, even I couldn't imagine it turning out like this.
Imagine what?
That Loris Denim's debut would take place here today like this. Ah!
Show it now.
Okay, but seal yourselves. This is the world of Loris Denim.
What? What? Oh, well. So this is Dusty Rouge. Is that supposed to be a human flying, it's like soaring through the air? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response to Son Karma?
Yes, well. It's a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? I showed her those flames, I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry. The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate-looking figure?
Oh, you spotted that? I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
But it's Iris, of course, Iris! I wish you had taken better care of yourself. We have to plan for our future, you know. What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying?
She didn't fly, you twit!
Larry, please, answer this next question honestly. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yeah, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist.
Ah, you.
Alright, the girl, she's really high up in this picture. What was that for?
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please have your own cheek for now, if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Well, you see, Mr. Fake Judge, allow me to remind you of this little thing called Turnabout Big Top. I know we said we never speak of it again, but it has been suggested as a possibility before, so obviously it didn't actually happen, but we have to figure out why it didn't happen.
Actually, there is.
There is some precedent for this.
She was flying pretty high, must be that.
That's actually a nice touch that Von Karma, who was the only person in the room who would actually remember that case that she was prosecuted for it, would say that there's precedent for it. So that's actually a really nice touch. This has to be some kind of mistake. Researcher, please bring the witness back down to earth.
What? Me?
This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let's get back to the cross-examination by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what did you think of my new beast? Get the
thing away from me. Larry suggests at the court record. Now, hurry up and cross-examine him. Okay, like I was doing, sketching in front of the bridge of Winter the Frenzy of Art. Cyrus feeling her white hood flutter. Her white hood... Wait, her white hood fluttering.
Again with the freaking white hood.
She gave this away as a present to Phoenix. She couldn't have been wearing it.
Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I knew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1. That's what you.
Oh, a whole $1. Well, in that case,
If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain.
what might that be?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris.
What do you mean? I don't understand. Yeah.
A foolhardy folly of a foolish thing by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool.
Say that 5 times fast.
How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry, according to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course she was. That rundown shack was quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Ah!
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one in the defense's bench.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight?
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why didn't Nick have Iris' hood?
What?
Angie, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick, you dog?
Oh my god, shut up. No one cares.
I don't believe that this was unbelievably mysterious sketch is designed to disappear, discredited and discarded. That's straight into the garbage.
Ha 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 ha.
What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this day to come. Angie, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What?
What is the meaning of your output, witness?
I hate to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Oh, do you?
Definitive?
Evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Lois and him, shall prove it.
Oh, I can't wait to see how this turns out. I didn't expect analysis again, but we shall be needing a testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in the sketch, and show us your evidence that the nightmare was actually a reality.
I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving pain this whole time, trust me.
I love Edgeworth. I love everybody. The only person in this courtroom who I don't love in some way is the freaking new judge. He sucks.
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her, led me to finding a beautiful crystal spear half buried in the snow. Sure, Iris is simply wearing a spare hood.
Wait, isn't that the spear from the freaking... Oh, wait, where's the... Isn't there a photo of her? Is there I could have sworn there was a photo of Elise. Yeah, there was! There was a freaking... a crystal ball in the staff. Okay.
After all, no one else could have lost the crystal.
I might know somebody who lost a crystal spear. Her name starts with an E and then ends with an E. Yeah.
This one pretty, isn't it, Finder Keepers?
That sphere. Where did you find it?
Let me see, around here somewhere looks about right.
I was half buried in the snow.
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal spear.
That's fine, okay, I want it back afterwards.
There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood.
What? Blood?
Found half covered in snow under Dusky Bridge, and none of the crime has blood.
Gee, well, tomorrow morning you'll be calling me Master...
Oh, I promise you I will never do that.
Didn't you want to be called Lois than him only a few minutes ago?
Okay. Well, you say that you don't know of anybody who lost a crystal spear, huh? Well, I might know somebody who lost a crystal spear. Name starts with an E and ends with an E.
Larry, that night there was someone who lost a crystal spear.
There was... Who? Who was the stupid idiot?
You want to talk?
Mr. Listening, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal spear.
Hey, that's my photograph. Give it back. Ah!
A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch.
They're nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime.
Ah, the crystal spear. The crystal spear, it's gone. What? What?
Just what does this mean?
If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris after all. She was not wearing her hood, more importantly, the crystal spear found on the landing site was not hers either.
So, that means the one who flew and dropped the spear was the victim. Yeah, but how is that possible? That doesn't make... Wait! Oh, Wait a second. Okay, I need a picture. I need a picture of the bridge. Not the stupid thing that Larry showed us. I need an actual picture of the bridge. Okay, I'm gonna bend the rules a little bit. I'm gonna go to YouTube, and I'm gonna look up Bridge to the Turnabout, episode 1. Okay. Here we go. Part 1-1 investigation. So, I'm gonna look at this. And the reason why I picked episode 1 is I don't want to see any thumbnails for spoilers in the future or anything like that. I just want to see this. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I just thought of an explanation for how it might have been her that, that flew across the bridge. I might have thought of a way that's possible, but I need to see the bridge, not in photo form, to prove it. Okay, so I'm looking at the picture of Dusky Bridge in the investigation section on the YouTube video, and I was correct. The support beams are underneath it, not above it. So, and I remember in the picture, like the black and white picture they showed of Larry seeing the lightning, he was upside down. So he would have drawn this picture upside down. So if we flip this picture upside down to match the supports with what it looks like in the investigation section, all of a sudden, it doesn't look like the girl was, it doesn't look like the victim was flying above, it looks like she was flying underneath it. And here's how I think that makes sense. So, the victim died from, or the victim died and then fell 10 feet after death, right? So here's my theory. Somehow, I don't know the specifics of this yet, because I have no way to know this, but what if, hear me out on this one, the murder happened on the other side of the bridge, and it happened before 11 p.m., which is why it says time 10 to 11, swing, and why wouldn't you just cross the bridge? When did the bridge start burning? I need to know when the bridge started burning. Bridge started burning 10:45. Okay, so if it happened any time between, if it happened then, and Larry saw the drawing then what happened is, because you can't use the bridge because it's burning, so you tie the body to one of the ropes attached to the bridge and swing the body across the canyon over to the other side. And then because of the way the physics of that would work, it would swing under the bridge in a U shape, and towards the top end of the right side of that, it would fling off, and from that height fall towards the snow, and that explains the 10-fall drop. Right? Maybe? Does that make any sense at all? Does that make any sense at all? Or am I just completely overthinking this? I've been known to do that before. Is this another one of those instances? I don't know.
First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected.
Yeah, but I have a theory to say that there's an explanation for that.
In this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring.
You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Mr. Edgeworth. Illuston was in a room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Miss Francisca Von Karma. The only people who will accept this explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
Why are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal spear was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case?
That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There is a blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there and threw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that they drew the ridiculous sketch.
What? You mean I'm the killer? Ah!
All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case.
Okay. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elysium left as a co-attendant that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed... Maybe... Wait, let me read the description. Found half covered in snow. Found half covered in snow! Found half covered in snow! Oh! Oh! And if we compare it to the weather data, snowing from 7 to 10:50. Which means it was before the victim was killed. Well, with our current understanding, things before the victim was killed. Right? Does that follow through? Because if it was covered in snow, it would have still been snowing. Then this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on this disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then the witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder? Yes. Yes, I can. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. Let's simply prove it. That's the only option. That's what he'd do. Ha 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 ha! That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is the vital link to solving this case.
You want to what?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come as no surprise, because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered.
I already need to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. It was covered in snow.
This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct?
That's right, if it hadn't been snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there was no snow on the victim's body. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
Order, order, order.
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge, and there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal spear to come loose.
What? What could that have been?
The spear, they said there is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest it's a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
Yeah, but she could be lying. That's not exactly true now, is it? Put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder of being removed from the victim's body. Oh yeah, that's true. So the body gets moved. The body gets moved with the snowmobile. That's the other piece I was missing. So they fling across the gap. The crystal ball falls off. The body lands there. That explains the fall. They get on the snowmobile, and then they use that to drive back to the temple, and that's how the body was carried, right?
That's the same thing.
All of a sudden, my theory is becoming a lot more plausible. You said it yourself.
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk when the most blood will be lost from the body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. At least Ning's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest that someone—
No, I don't. I mean to suggest that they use the snowmobile. I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible.
Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura's temple with the snowmobile.
On that snowy night, there was one way that a body could have been moved, the snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. It could also have been used to carry a body.
Order, order, order. Yeah.
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
You're too late, Francisco Von Calma, and in fact the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim, at least in name, really killed? If a body was moved, whatever for? And finally... Just what does this image mean?
I think it means exactly what I said it means, because all the other evidence lines up perfectly with it.
Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature can never see the truth, let alone describe it.
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he was enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point.
Edgy, thank you!
That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances.
Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Francisco Von Calma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There was one reason and one alone for me being here, to expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this is all about? You could've just told me that from the very beginning, then I wouldn't have... Yeah!
Miles, Edgeworth, I don't care about what you want we're here to do. This is my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you
By
by.
oh,
What a shame, yeah!
This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness.
well,
I demand satisfaction.
gonna beat on his face with a whip, and he's dead. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution.
And with this, the rest is up to you, Wright.
Court is now adjourned. To be continued. Oh, this is getting so good! Wait, music? This is such an interesting case. I am so excited to see how this keeps going. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Goodbye!